Good morning, everyone. Hello, it's London time. It's London time. How's everyone doing? Let me see. I'm on live chat. Yes, I am. Hello, hello. Uh, Everything working? I think everything should be fine. Yeah, I think we might consolidate a little bit here. It's 2:38. Let's see. It looks bearish, consolidation to bearish. I don't think we're done yet to the downside, I would say, but I'm also sort of like, yeah, are we really going to turn bearish, or is it just a retracement to go back up again? I haven't figured it out exactly yet, but I do like this level here. Let me see, does it match with anything? We've got some levels above it, so I wouldn't be surprised if we go to these N-dog and N-wogs and reverse here, or retrace back up again before going low. But I do think we're going to go for this level today. It looks a little bit consolidation for now. So it's a little bit low probability. Hey, Mr. Chaos, how are you doing? How are you doing? So we've got Asia low here, we've got Asia high here. That's the range between 8 and midnight, right? The high and the low between those two. We have a little gap here. Obviously, we gapped lower where we opened. We went into the gap a little bit. They left a little piece of it, but that's okay. And then we moved lower. Question now is, what does it want to do? Does it want to go further down and go back up, or are we going to just go all the way lower? I'm still not convinced. It looks a bit low probability. This area looks a little bit low probability to me. Hey Lance, how are you doing? Good morning to you. So, oh Lance, I saw a really good psychology video about the habits, and I actually want to write it down. Oh shit! And I thought I wanted to post it on my Discord, and I had to think about you, and I was like, oh, that would be such a good thing for you to do as well. Yeah, hold on, let me just check if I can. It should be in my history. It's like, you write things down like, okay, and it's you train your brain to follow these habits all the time. And sort of do some of them, but not all of them. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should go a little bit more into it. So, but I had to think about you because I was like, hey, that might help you. Oh my God, here's my kitty cat again. Oh, the moment I start talking, she comes on my, come on, she jumps on my desk. I'm trying to embrace my negative side a bit. It actually has been helpful. Okay. Yeah, well, you have to be nice to yourself because, it is a part of you. And it doesn't define you. A negative trait doesn't define you. It's just a part, it's just a small bit, right? So it's always good to identify them, but don't be hard on it. I think that's a good thing. But also don't be too easy on yourself, like, you know what, because then nothing changes. But I think it's very important to just accept those. Well, I don't think they're, maybe in other areas in life they are not flaws because we don't need them. But in trading, we have to do things a little bit differently, right? We have to do less than instead of more. But one small thing that stand between you and being profitable doesn't make you a negative person. It's not a bad thing in general. It just doesn't help you on your P&L. But I think it's a good. I think it's already a big win if you're not hard on yourself in the sense of like talking down to yourself, like, I'm such a loser and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's just so I think that's a well, you do have to change. You do have to change some things in order to get profitable. It is the truth, and it's hard work. But I think it's a good point you make. Like, not embrace it, but just don't be. It doesn't define you as a whole. One little small thing, a bad trade, an addiction. Well, an addiction is sort of bad, but you know what I mean, right? So I think it's a good start. Hey Mareth, how are you doing? Um, oh, let me see which screen am I sharing? I just want to make sure that on the same screen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm thinking consolidation for the time being. So I'm not interested in any trades right now. Um, I think we're stuck in one of those areas again for now. Let me just have a look. Let me just have a look. I do think we're going to go lower a little bit though. So we'll dig a little bit deeper. But then on the other hand, yeah, it looks like we're going to go lower. But on the other hand, we can also consolidate here. This is an area where we could. Hey, what are you doing? We're just forming an order block. Well, maybe we're forming an order block that we can go off later on, even further down. Could be. Well, let's see. I mean, we just went through last week's open, so it's an important point of liquidity. I see some high time frame PDOAs that we could be just retesting, so to go back up again. But so it's a little bit unclear to me if it wants to go lower from here, or are we going to? Is this just a retracement to go higher, or are we going to fill those specific bullish PDOAs I'm looking at and go lower? We finalized the market maker model though. To the upside before we had the gap down. So on Friday, we didn't take out the high, right, of that market of that model. So that was like a Monday. We formed a high at 12 o'clock. We didn't take that out, that high. We rejected there. So I do think we're going to go back up there today, this week. This week, I'm not sure today. We do have CPI. Love CPI. We've got news drivers this week, so that's nice. Yeah. So weekly open. Yeah, I think we're just going to accumulate here for a bit. So let's see at 3 o'clock. Yeah, well, what did you? Yeah, it's always nice to have a week. It's been very cold here this weekend. So, oh, hello, hello, my love. Yeah, I would prefer to curb some, but others would be, but others could be helpful. My ego is pretty much pulverized about now. Hey, listen, the market humbles you, no matter what. I mean, your ego is pulverized. But no, you shouldn't be too negative on yourself. But yeah, it's important to just be aware of things. But yeah, you gotta get your ego back up. Um, just keep going, keep working on it. Uh, Now, yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I can really see what I'm gonna do. Two, three. I like the. Hey Priya, how are you doing? I do like the 29,400 level as well. If we do go lower, I can see it all the way go to 29,400. So the only thing is, are we going to go up first to go lower? Just a little bit up to go lower, not much. Or are we going to go lower and then maybe up again? For now, I just see accumulation, which doesn't interest me too much. I like 29,500. I really like that level. And then 400. If we do go lower, I like all those levels. I really like 29,500. But I think for now, I think we have a low in and we might go a little bit higher if we go lower before we go lower. Yeah. Hey Priya, yeah, I just had his first lesson. So much to share with him because he's already, I mean, his thought process is really amazing. So I think he's already, using things. He hears something and he is already applying it, but still looking around. So yeah, I mean, Priya, it's very exciting to work with him. And I can't wait for you to get back as well because I think you guys can really start help. I mean, um, the both of you can help each other at some point. So I'm very excited for both of you. So well, let's see. Yeah. So Priya, did you find any trades in Asia today? Did you use the dolly? Are you drinking my coffee? No, 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 no. I have so much respect for anyone consistent. It's just so much self-understanding. What a skill to possess. Yeah, and Lance, it is It's an ongoing process. You have to keep working at it. It is just. It is as it is. It's habitual. It is like a bad habit, but then you have the same bad habit you turned into a good habit. So it has to be something that you keep doing every day. You start your day with a process, and the process is what keeps you in check, right? So it is just building habits. It's nothing different than just acquiring a skill. So you need to find, like, start writing down every day. Okay, today I'm going to follow. What are my rules? What is the model that I'm going to trade? What am I going to look for? Write down. If I set a stop, I'm not going to change it. I'm going to journal every day. It is building habits. That's what makes you. It's really nothing. It is not really something very. It is just changing bad habits into bad, and you have to do it every day, and then you change the how your brain operates, and then that's where the success comes in. Oh, well done. Well done, Priya. Yeah, so 417, I really like that level. Hey, no, don't take that one. My patient has improved a lot. I sense waiting for the right setup was what I am missing. Yeah, I mean, that's always, yeah, we look alike a lot. I can see everything that you are doing was same that I did. Uh, Patience is always different. For me, it's still difficult. But yeah, you'll see if you wait for a setup. It's always better to wait and even let some go, and then wait for the right one. And sometimes you have to miss a whole session, and that's hard. I get very impatient if I miss a London session and then I do pre-market prep. I always tell that I'm too I want too fast. Now I am about being fast and being quick, but it's always when I join, like, yeah, again, you should have waited a little bit, even a few minutes around that time would have given you a better trade. But yeah, always. I passed all my evals last week. Now I need to buy another eval. I have to run a funnel, but I need micros in my life again. So, Lance, you should focus on not on just passing evals because it's not going to bring you anything. It just costs you money, right? You need to start focusing on, well, Priya, I mean, Priya, I only want to talk about her when she's here. So when Priya started, she found it difficult to even enter a trade because she wasn't confident enough. Then, because she had a model at some point, very mechanical, she got sort of overconfident very quickly because it was like, oh my God, but that's a pattern, right? So she learned very quickly the hard way, like, okay, shit, this doesn't work. And the mistake that I made, in all fairness, was that I chart on NQ, but I only trade MNQ. So I think people are very, so so she had to rethink, even though working with that model, okay, the model is not invalidated, it's just me, how I use it is not the correct way. So she had to not change the model. She had everything. She had the rules, she has the model, but it was just how am I going to go at it? So Priya has now found a way to go at it in a different way now, being very mechanical, being patient and trading, but because she knows, she trusts the model, she knows she has a model in her hands that works. Not always, because no A plus setup works 80% of the time, or they work differently. Now that's something that everybody, if you have a model, I keep saying it, your model is not invalidated in those 20% that it doesn't work. It works in a different way, that 28, 30%. So cutting out those times and just being more patient really helped, and she found out. But you need to go through those lessons. You need to find out, okay, shit, it doesn't work all the time, so I can't I can never over leverage, because you never know when that 20 to 30% that it doesn't work shows up. You never know. So you always have to stick to your same, it's the same over and over and over. You never risk more than a certain percentage, because you never know when that 80% is going to be applied, or that 20%, right? Yeah, yeah, I'm very strict. I'm more strict with my students than with myself, because I don't want them to make the same mistakes that I do. I go max 3 micros of now, nothing more than that. And yeah, it doesn't matter, but if you risk, and then you risk the same, right? That's okay, because then you're still within your limits, right? It's also being aware that the first time when I said to Priya, why not? Well, why don't you have a try to frame a loss of $60? And he says, yeah, that's not possible. I said, well, how many points is that? So when you start calculating the points, and people are sometimes not aware how much, with a micro, if you have only 60-point risk, you actually can risk 30 points. Now, it's maybe harsh what I say, but if I say, if you can't frame a trade with 30-point risk, you shouldn't be trading. Simple as that. If you cannot frame a trade with 30-point risk, you should not be trading. 30 points is a lot, guys. Even though with these in these markets, you can still frame a good trade. If you have a good model, you can easily. Priya, how much is your risk? Okay, oh, you already answered me. Yeah, so she already answered the question. 20 to 30 points. Yeah, because I told her a model that gives her that around that risk. It's always, and you see it, right, Priya? It's always, if it's over that 30 points, it's sort of like it's not going to work, right? It's always the same. It comes, if you have a solid model, it's always the same. And you start noticing that if you journal, you will start seeing that. So now I'm going over my 40 points a little bit, because my trades are getting larger. So I'm getting in a new area where I want to enter. So I'm sort of, finding a way to get comfortable with it. But so I'm sort of like moving on a little bit, but in that range, it's when you find your sweet spot. It doesn't matter the model. You're always around that same risk. Yeah. Well, happy to hear, Priya. I'm happy to hear. I'm really. I can't wait to get back with you and then see where you how you are applying things, and yeah, what has changed and what you're working on. We'll get back. 30 points is a lot still. And if it's not 30 points, you wait until you find one with 30 points. So, but yeah, anyway, that is, you have to have strict stop loss management. Stop loss, stop loss. Oh, it's almost 3 o'clock, guys. Let's have a look. Where's my screen that I'm using? Here we go. I think I want to get into a short though. I've been busy this morning, so I'm not really. I'm gonna paper trade this. I think we're gonna go lower, but this area of consolidation. I think the area of entrance should have been higher already, but I missed it. But I still think we're gonna go lower. What do you guys think? I'm gonna do a poll. Let's see if it works again, because last time it didn't work. London, bullish or bearish or accumulation? Bullish. Accumulation. Okay, one more minute when we're opening up. Did the poll? Yeah, the poll's working now. Yeah. Are we going to go up to go down, or are we going to continue the downside from here? This looks a little bit like an area to me. It looks a little bit tricky. That I wouldn't be surprised if we just spike it back up again. I don't know. It looks. We took the weekly open. Yeah, I'm bearish, but I don't think I want to enter here yet. I think I want to wait until we go higher. And if it goes without me, I have to, there's a little bit, it's a little bit for me. We did retest this already. Are we going to go to that 500 level? I really like that 500 level. Maybe go one leg lower from here and then go higher to go lower. Yeah, it looks like we are already in continuation to the downside. But you see here also, you see the difference between MNQ and ES, right? I'm going to point that out. So you want to be careful here. What time frame are we on? 1 hour, and this is the 4 hour. Let me go to the 1 hour. Yeah, you can already see the difference in MNQ and ES. That's also low probability, right? You see ES is going higher and MNQ is going lower. So don't you want to risk more out of the same? Yeah, but I am. You can see that my my trades are getting larger, right? I'm growing into larger trades. If you check my channel a year ago, my average trade was about between 50 and 80 points. Now I'm aiming for 200, 300 points. So I'm growing, yeah. But it's not about that, like, oh my God, it's just like you get more confident in getting more trades. But like I said just now, the thing is with that I am going for those larger trades, I find it hard to find the entry points which only give me 30 points risk, which is my max was 40 points, and it's very easy for me if I go for those let's say 100, 150 point trades. It's very easy for me to find those within my risk limits. But lately, if I aim for my larger trades, the challenge becomes, because my entry has become at a different spot. And if it's not a turtle soup, I just know, I just find out, okay, for some reason my stop loss is just a little bit larger, and I'm taking them because they are 8R trades, they are 6R trades, so I can afford to lose it because I know they will work out. But I'm still struggling, like, okay, I haven't found my sweet spot yet with my 300 point trades. Now I haven't had many of them. I think I had like one time only in one run, and 2 or 3 times with a runner or something. But that I don't really consider those runners, or I added later on and then it still gave. But so so yeah, obviously when you're growing, but there always comes a new challenge with growth. If you grow into this, it's like, okay, now my challenge is how do I find, or do I just have to have more risk because I'm making more points, but then there's still 80% risk that it might not work out, and then I get stopped out on, instead of 30 points, 40 or 50 points, right? So yeah, but it's not about, oh my, the same effort. That's just greed. If you talk about greed, it's just like, I make enough money to live off. It's just, I'm not thinking that way. But obviously, I am very encouraged to grow continuously. But it's not about them. It's not like, oh my God, I need to make more money in the same amount of effort. That's already tells me, if you're actually asking this question, um, um, that you want to risk to get more out of the same. That's actually already telling me that you're. It's not really the right mindset, to be honest. You're actually should be, how do I risk? It should be about risk. How do I risk the same amount of money with getting more out of it? That should be your thought process. That's how I'm trying to think now. How can I risk the same amount of money and get more out of it? See, and you're already thinking, how can I risk more to get out of it? You see what I mean, Lance? You see the difference? See the difference between us? Lance, I'm not interested in copy trading. No, I don't think so. Why would I? I would rather trade another. So if I have a winning trade, I would rather trade another account with another trade. Um, I don't see anything in that copy trading. Why would I? I just trade another account or something else, or I just trade another, just my life fund, because I can't copy trade my life funds anyway. So, yeah. No, I'm not interested in longs. I'm definitely not interested in longs. It could go up to go down, but I don't see any reason to go long at the moment. If it does spike up, I'm more interested in a short. You see how it's just banging on that 2 o'clock continuously. Um, could use this as an order block to the downside. This area for me, it's sort of like I'm just wondering if it's just reaccumulating to continue lower, or like I said, it could spike up, but I don't know. I don't like the long from here yet. I'm not too eager. Like I said, if it goes without me. I'm okay with that. Yeah, so you see we opened and we're just consolidating, but that's okay. Uh, it seems to be my bad luck all the time. Every time when I do a stream in London, it starts consolidating, guys. Yeah, I really like that 500 level. I really like 29,500. Let's see. Mondays don't give clean set. Yeah, sometimes. Well, sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. But we have news this week, guys. So um, tomorrow is CPI. Ooh, I love CPI. 8:30 CPI. Yay. I was watching Fitness Trades and I was a student of ICT. You should check him out. Traders Slots, you know, the thing is, I do check out some just to listen to them, but the best thing is just focusing on your own strategies and building your own models and stuff like that. But it's always nice to see other ICT traders and see how they're thinking and stuff. But I don't really watch them in the sense of learning anything from them. Not that you can always learn something from someone, but I'm just more. I would rather use my time on refining my own models and focusing on myself and trading. It sounds a little bit. I don't want to sound arrogant, but once you start learning how you are improving your own strategies, you would rather. It's better to focus on yourself more than on others. If that makes sense. Okay, let's go to the 1 minute. Oh, I forgot to mark my area. Where's my 150? At 150. Here we go. I might go up here, 766. Okay, we went from here, we rejected here. Let's see, I want to see how we behave here. I don't trust the long too much for now. I do think it will be a long at some point, but do you have a breaker here? 1 minute breaker. Let's see. 2, 3, 2.5, 3, 3 is here, 4 is here. Yeah, I mean this. I'm just gonna let this move go. I'm not so interested in this move. Let's see how it behaves. It's too slow for me as well. My big fat Greek is approaching your wedding. Yeah. So many. I think. Yeah, I know. Traveling is expensive, right? It's a lot of money. You need to spend a lot of money to travel nowadays. It's really crazy. Um, I need Zeus to bless me with my favorite. With my favorite. Fitness 2 times is a rapper line. Check out his freestyle if anyone is bored scrolling. Oh, I hate this slow market. Guys, it's always a long when it hit a weekly open and you have a structure, it took out liquidity. It's all, but I'm not sure if it's a short, if the long is really a nice, a long to the upside, like a distribution or just, you always get a reaction, but you see the slowness of the market. That's just something that doesn't interest me. But if you're a scalper, I think it's always, there are always opportunities, but I just, I'm just not a scalper. And I'm cold. I just think there's a little bit more room to the downside before we go higher. I think if there's a long, I think the long, we need to go a little bit lower for a long. Or we're just going to form 1 hour accumulation candles. 1:30 is already 3 o'clock. We are not there yet. This is a little bit bullish now. 0.5. Are we going to go back up to 740? Let's see. Are we going to go to 740? I just put an I do 740. Yeah, I just don't trust this area. Let me quickly go to the bathroom, guys. I'll be right back. So anyone long? Anyone go long from this area? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Do I want to go short from here, or just you see here what we're doing? 1, 2, 3. These are 3 1-hour candles already here. So that's why I'm not. You see, ES is going up. So there's a little bit of a disconnect, you can say. Low probability for me. Scalping. If you're a scalper, I think there's opportunity, but do I want to take a short? They're building liquidity for later on, that's for sure. I really like that 500 level. 29,500. Everybody's thinking long. They're just fooling everyone into that long, and then they're going to bring it lower to that 500, maybe even 400 level. I think I want to go in for a short. I'll paper trade a short, I think. I'm more short buyers than long buyers, but I really like it. I don't think the time is right yet. You see how low probability this area is now? It's just not. I mean, if you took a short from here, a long from here, it's still not. It's still a good trade, though, right? You can still, uh, still 80 points. You have to sit through all this. That is from 212 to over an hour. It's just too long for me to. Do you guys see the difference between ES and NQ? NQ is accumulating, and ES sort of like looks like it wants to expand, but it's not really expanding. mm. If it does spike up, I would rather be interested in short from here. Maybe it wants to go here, maybe even a little. I don't think it wants to go higher, but let's see. I'm more interested in short from here. I'm waiting for the faster move, just a little bit more. I just don't trust this too much here. Oh, it's so cold. Yeah, Lance, for my trading as well, I prefer New York session far over London session. It's too, London is a little bit too slow for me most of the times. Um, but London, I love London because it gives you a lot of intel, right? It shows the levels. The way London moves gives you a lot of insight for New York as well. But I prefer New York lately as well. It used to be different, to be honest. But my best trades are in New York. It's just it's easier to because you've got your London intel already, and it's faster. You make more money in the thing that I like is faster if you're wrong or right. It's like very quick. You're instant. If you're on the ball or not. But then again, you need to have all the information, and for some reason, it's just this way it just moves. I just don't like this, and it didn't used to be like this. I mean, I can remember that London, especially when we opened, it's still you had like your moves, and in general it moves slower maybe, but it's just I don't know. There's more consolidation in London than in New York. But then again, even though if New York has the consolidation, you can still have a good trade in the pre-market or at the open, right? Around that time. That's the window and then it goes back into consolidation. So I guess that's why I'm focusing a lot around that pre-market and that open window. But yeah, I agree. This is just, I hate this. I just don't have the No, I want to say I don't have the patience for you, but you should. If you see a structure, you could still trade it. But I'm already seeing little things that I'm like, yeah, I don't trust you at all, my friend. You can go up a little bit, but you're going to come down very quickly at some point. Yeah, lens, but screen time is the best thing you can have, but you need to detach yourself from trading. Screen time and learning, see what price does, and journaling that's where you'd grow. People only think I need to be on the charts to trade, but that's you don't learn. But the most important thing is screen time. But screen time without trading. If I'm in a trade, I see less what happens because I'm focused on my trade. Your brain works differently, but yeah, screen time is one of the most important things actually. But you have to not trade a lot. It's more about being behind the screens without trading, or the journaling part, right? So if you love it, you should just be on the screens, and that's where you will build an edge over many. If you have the time, because most people don't have the time, they have a life. I've spent, I mean, for 3 years, including screen time, over 10 to 12 hours per day with studying. And that's where you start building your edge because you start seeing things. But it started once I started journaling and looking at it a little bit differently. So, okay, I want to see now what price is doing. I want to see if we're going to reject this area or not. This is an important area. Now, I don't believe, I'm not very confident in the long, as you can see. It could still go a little bit higher back to the event horizon. But let's see what price does. I'm just not interested. You know, for me, even though it goes in a direction, I'm just not interested because I want to go for the trades that are faster and give me just faster risk reward in the sense of time wise, right? So also when I see this discrepancy, like accumulation in NQ and ES going up, it could go here. I don't care. I just, it's low probability for me. It's the discrepancy between the two. And I wait until they are in tune again. My process has to be entertaining. No, it's not entertaining. It actually makes me sad. It does not. It's not entertaining to me at all. No, no. I wish you could find a way. I really do, but it's not. I don't see that as entertainment. I see it as uh, that you're on a mission, but you need to change things. But you need to figure out what it is, right? Because just spending money and not making any money, it can ruin lives. It can literally ruin lives. Trading can be, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, let's see, 330. Yeah, okay, I'm bearish, but I still don't want to trade it because it's still not what I like to see. But Lance, let me tell you one thing. You can look at the screens all the time that you want, but if you don't change the approach, it's gonna stay the same, right? So you really need to figure out. But I don't want to keep on repeating myself. It is not about how much time. It is about how much time, but it's also how you use the time. Trading should be more about less trading and more screen time, doing other things. It's the journaling. It's looking to look for your. I don't want to say patterns because we don't want to look for patterns, but like what do you recognize in the behavior? And you reverse engineer from that. Okay, I want to see now. Can I enter a trade or not? I still don't like this, but I'm more short bias than long bias. But I don't think I wonder if I need to let it go one more leg higher before going lower. But I'm definitely not bullish in the sense of, even though it might go up a little bit, I'm not bullish. I like the lower levels more than higher levels. We're below 2 o'clock. Should I still, we are here. 332. I think I'm going to wait till the next macro and see what price wants to do. We are below here again. I don't like this. I want a coffee. Yes, CPI tomorrow. But that doesn't mean that today cannot give a trend day. I mean, how many times have we seen on Monday trend days, guys? Before a news release. That's what they do a lot as well. So it could be a trend day. I mean, I don't think so as far as London has been printing, but do not I see a lot. Oh, it's tomorrow CPI, so today's going to be shit. It doesn't have to be. It just really depends. We've had really good Mondays as well, on no news Mondays. Um, 641. Oh, I like the short. 641. Okay, I'm gonna paper trade this for now. I don't think we need to go higher, but I could be wrong. I need to get a coffee, guys. Okay, I have a short. I had a short buy, so I'm gonna put money where my let's see. Okay, can I make it work with my 60 above here? Because we could go into here again. Let's use my 30-point risk. Mm. I like this trade. I might even take it after. Let's see if the macro starts running to the downside. I'm going to take this trade. Maybe I might even take it now. I think it's ready to go to the downside. Let's see, 335. I'm gonna wait. I think I want to. I'm gonna get a quick coffee. I still have a. Yeah, I'm gonna get a quick coffee. I'm not in a. It's just a paper trade so far, but I will enter the macro and see if I'm on the right track. So I do like the 500 and 400 level to the downside, but I can also see us go one more leg higher. So I'll see. Okay, now. Ooh, I need some warm coffee. Mm. Mm. It's a low probability area, so I'm just paper trading for now. At least when I light Benjis on fire, they keep me warm. Oh, where's the? I need to put on the heater. I don't know where it is. Yeah. I'll bring it a little bit to my 30, 40 points. Because the gap there. What time is it? 3:42. Oh, so annoying. 343. $557. Yeah, I think I'll lower my TP to 557. Okay, 55. It should be 55. I just want to know if this is. Yeah, I wanna. Should be 1, 2. No, I'm gonna put it at 2, 4. I really like this level. I'll take some off here. Yeah, I think we should get some movement to the downside. What was that level? Here, this level. That's later on. I'll leave a runner for here. Just like this level a lot. Yeah, I really like the short. Just trying to figure out how I can 558, 512, 558. Oh, we'll see. I think the short is forming better. 346. I think this is more a level for later on for pre-market. I think this is safer to do now. Because we're in a sort of like accumulation area. I just want to be. We could just only go here and then go back up again. Because I do think this range is. I like this range, but I think this level is for later on. I don't know if we want to go lower, but let's see. See, we're still accumulating. You see the difference between NQ and ES. Go an hour. Almost macro time. Hello, KPM Trends, Canadian. Hello, Canada. Welcome. How are you doing? Just wonder if it wants to. If we're going to accumulate, I'm just thinking this might be just. I have to be more aware of the area that we're in, and that it's not. It might not expand. So I think if the trade is going to work out, I think my my safest range, this is a 1-to-1 literally. Then I don't technically trade that. If I can frame it, the macro starts running and I can frame a better trade. If I can use this, I might take it on my account, but not yet. This is a 1-to-1. I don't like that. But I do like it if I can frame it differently. Figure it out. I might miss it. I might let it go. It might be only a paper trade for me now. Oh, what am I doing? See? My brain is not working. I'm trying to frame a long trade with a short position. Tells me I'm not awake yet. If I get in here, put my stop loss here. 22 points. 2R. If I get in right now. What time is it? 3:49. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. $3.50. Let's see if it wants to spike up. If it gets into this area here, I might take it on my account. Let me see. I want it from here, and my stop loss goes above here. Yeah, I might miss it. It's a very tricky. It's consolidating sort of, but this is the trade I would like to take if it goes back up here. I don't think I'm gonna. Let's see, I might get it. I'll put it here. Then I have only 7-point stop loss. I might take that on my account. And then I want this level to be taken out. But I don't know if I'm going to get it though. I might be too late already. So this here, stop loss above this. Yeah. Might run without me. It's going to run without me. Expensive coffee. Let's see, maybe I still might get the trade. What level is the 663? 656. See if I put an order there. Put a limit order. I really wanted to see go up here, and then I'll put my stop above here. That's the only trade I want. But I don't know if it wants to go above 2 o'clock anymore. That ship might have sealed. This might be the high. Good enough for me. Okay. Stop here. I mean, yeah, I took the trade. Let's see if it works. So now the trade, my stop is 12 points. Still okay for me. Let's see. I could be stopped out, but it's just 12 points. I'm okay. This is the trade. 50 points for our trade. I got in here. My stop is here. 12 points. So if I'm wrong, it's just 12 points on a micro. So this is the trade. I narrowed it down because I still think we're in an area of consolidation. I don't know if it really wants to go lower. If not, then I'll just re-enter another trade if I want to. But I'm just going to take it up to here. See if that is the case. And if I'm wrong, it's just 12 points. Okay, I want to see some speed now coming in because it's a bit of a low probability area. Why? Because we're still accumulating on the 1 hour, right? So it's low probability. But, I mean, you can give it a go. My stop is above the high, by the way, here. Okay. So my actual trade is I entered at the around this area here. This was a paper trade, and this is the actual trade. So my stop, I've got a 4-hour trade, 50 points. Let's see if it works or not. It's a tricky area. Why? Because we're consolidating on the 1 hour. You can see, right? So it's low probability. It's sort of low. I mean, yeah, it's just, it takes more, it's just. So why am I interested also in this? I think we've created liquidity to be taken out in a later stage right now, or that would be now or maybe later. Let's see. Still spike up. I can still see it go here though, but then I just have the short will come later on. 4 o'clock. Oh, stopped out. Let's see. Oh, I hate I just don't like this London session anymore. I don't like London anymore. I feel like I'm wasting my time a little. I said it before. It's just like the way it moves. It's just like I really prefer New York, to be honest. It's not that because I'm being stopped out or that I have a losing. It's just the way the slowness and then one spike and then into consolidation again. It's just literally every time I do a London session, I'm sitting through consolidation and it's just one spike and then it goes back, 5 minutes of movement and then it goes back into consolidation. I still wouldn't enter this long, to be honest. Still wouldn't trade it. I'm going lower again. I hate this wicking. Hey, Body Bow. Well, I, yeah, there is logic. Well, if I do frame a trade, but I actually said it's low probability because the accumulation here, and you can see that ES is expanding. So technically, when you see this, it's sort of low probability to be in. And but I still think I'm more bearish than bullish. That we need to go to this level to go back up again. But yeah, we could just chop around. It could just. I just want to see if ES hits the event horizon and how it reacts there, because we could go higher again here. But yeah, like I said, I don't feel comfortable to trade this long. How it's just moves. I just hate it. There's a little bit too many ifs and buts. See, we're creating a lot of equal lows here. It leaves a lot of imbalances behind. So it's not really a clean long for me, even though it took weekly open. It is not the long that I would take, like, okay, oh my God, we're turning here, we're reversing. It's just not the long that I would be interested in. I think there's much more room to the downside. But we could spike up to go down again. So I lost 12 points. That's okay on a micro. So it gives me intel, like, okay, yeah, it's chopping. Like I said, it's just not, like I said, it's not high probability. See if price wants to use this wick here. Maybe it goes all the way to here. I don't agree with you, Hoda. Trade depends if you see your setup. Sometimes it's better, but for you, maybe if you trade after. Sometimes I see my trade before the news. It's just different for everyone. But yeah, this is low probability. Look how it's going. If you will be long and they stop you out, this is almost seek and destroy-ish. You see consolidation, one move and then we go higher. One move and then go. Yeah, I think the short is not working anymore. That's clear. But is the long really working as well? It could be. Is anybody in the long? We seem to want to form a 4-hour FUG. Let's see what you're talking about. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I think, yeah, so that does coincide with my logic that if we form a FUG, we might need another 4-hour candle to go into it. So that means on the 1 hour, a lot of chop, right? So that was what I was saying on the 1 hour, what you can see happening here. Let me show you. I think that is very valid what you're saying. So that means on the 1 hour, so the 4-hour goes higher to form a high, but it's not going to go all the way back in, so it could stop somewhere here, right? You can see ES is already here, so I would be very careful with the long right now on MNQ. But the next 4-hour would go into that fair value gap to continue lower. So that means on the 1 hour, we're going to have a lot of these 1 hour candles here. Then maybe one goes higher, we take out this liquidity, but it doesn't go that much higher. So that's why I wasn't interested in the long. And then the next 4 hours, so that means 6 o'clock pre-market, we go into that 4-hour and then we go lower. So that sort of like was my analysis. That's why I'm saying we're getting a lot of 1 hour of these candles, right? But I think, I mean, I'm more short biased than long, but I just don't want to trade this. I don't know if if it wants to go higher. So the only thing is, I truly understand what you're saying. That they do want to go into that 4-hour fair value, but they might not want to get this higher, or maybe a little bit higher at some point. See, it just doesn't, it's sort of like hanging out in this area a little bit too long to my liking. But the thing is, it could also start expanding to the downside again. So if we have a 4-hour continuation, this could be the wick, and this is the high, and then we just go lower. So it's either or. So we'll get some clarity. If we start rejecting here, we could have a 4-hour continuation to the downside as well. And ES is here now, so let's see. 7:15. Yeah, I mean, but we could have a 4-hour continuation as well. So that means it's just going to go continue to the downside. That's sort of like, I tend to be more bearish than bullish, so I tend to think it wants the lower side. Because everybody's thinking now, oh, it's going to go higher because the gap is here, the gap is here. Well, I'm just more bearish than bullish on this session. Because NQ, yes, is already here. Now NQ could follow, so that it's going to take its time to get there, right? And then the next 4-hour goes into that and then continues lower. But that would be a little bit easy to me. It's sort of like, I don't know. I wonder if we're going to get a 4-hour continuation. I think we already, we sort of like activated a bearish breaker. I think we're going to dig a little bit deeper in this area and then go back up. So I think it's going to be down, up, down, something like that. But we'll see. I mean, it's just, I don't trust this area one bit. I think the short is coming, but I'm going to miss it now because I'm not going to re-enter. We're almost at 4 standard deviations here. Look, no matter what this candle does, we already have a fair value gap on the 4-hour, right? If it goes lower, we don't want it to go too high because it's going to close the gap too much. Unless we get bullish again, then we might go really, really high. Let's see. Bias usually hurts me. Well, bias is always good to have, but you have to be okay to being wrong. You have to be able to sort of like, oh shit, I'm wrong, so I need to switch my bias. That's sometimes hard because that's where the ego comes in, right? You don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. That's why I never used to use a stop loss, or even I moved my stop loss. But you have to be okay to have a bias because you need somewhere. You need like somewhere to start. If you start like going to the higher time frame and look, okay, what's price doing on the daily, on the weekly, on the whatever, and then the lower you get, but on the higher time frame, it does help to have a bias. But then again, on the lower time frame, you can have a daily bias, but on the meantime, we might be sitting into let's say we're bullish for the day, but then again, we might be in a retracement to the down. You want to be able to identify, oh, we're just retracing, so I'm going to trade to the downside. Some people say I'm only going to trade the higher time frame bias direction, which is a valid point. I don't always do that, but then again, if my bias is bullish for the day, I can still trade a bearish trade if I'm in a retracement of just the bullish move to the upside. We're going lower to go up again. You can trade the downside, but you have to be aware. But and also, if I'm like Lance, we talked about it as well. Oh no, that was with chaos. Like when you re-enter a trade, like am I wrong or is my timing off? So if you're too early, you get in again. But you have to be able to define, oh, is it my timing too early so I can re-enter straight away, or am I wrong? And those two things are very important. But there's nothing wrong with bias, but it's very important to be able to switch or be okay. I'm wrong. I'm just wrong. Every trade, everything. If I talk about my bias, I'm totally aware that it's just my bias. It's just something that I see in the market and I journal it. But it's like I said, you learn the most of your wrong trades and from your wrong analysis because you journal it and you, okay, what did I see? Did I miss? What did I miss? Blah blah blah. What did the market do? That's where you learn the most of your wrong analysis if you journal it and if you're wrong trade and if you're losing trades. That's where you grow. So you always have to be okay to be wrong. You have to embrace it. There's no shame also in being wrong because we are not smarter than the market. We are just, we know you have a certain amount of knowledge, and within that knowledge, you trade. You have your models and your if-then statements, and outside that knowledge, you still have to learn a lot. Lance, I don't attend a church. I do have many churches around me though. Um, but no, I don't actually. Are you ICT lingo never fails to impress. Yeah, hey, listen, but the lingo has a lot of meaning, and I think so, Martijn. I think so. It's being used over and over and over again, right? We're actually between two bullish breakers on the 4 hour. We're between a bullish and a bearish breaker. So that's why we're chopping around. We retested the bullish, but we're also retesting the bearish. So I thought we might dig a little bit deeper into the bullish breaker, but we're not at the moment. Yeah, so Martin, the suspension block is also the start of the bearish bullish the bearish breaker. So it's the same. So I do think we're going to test that again. Yeah, definitely. We're there right now. We are around that area now. I'm gonna get rid of this. Ex Dunya, hello from Istanbul. Hello, how are you? Bias usually hurts me. We went into a never lingering. Yeah, sometimes all those names are really crazy, like turtle soup, suspension, the venom, the reaper. The crazy names, but they all have a meaning, I guess. Uh, yeah, sometimes you have to get creative, I guess, if you are running out of options. Yeah, I'm doing great, ex Dunya. 740. Yeah, I can see 740. Let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, I think we're going higher now. 770, maybe even. I'm just not interested in a long right now. I'm not going to trade long. But yeah, I really start expanding higher. I can see it go all the way up to 770. But are we gonna go back into chopping? I think we're again in a range that we're gonna stop here again for a while, which is normal. But I think we're gonna stop here, chop again. See, this is how the market. This is what I really. So choppy. One move up again, chop chop. One move up, chop chop chop. One move up. See, I think we're gonna go to the red line here. And then maybe around 5 o'clock, we might get the turn. So literally, this is a range of 2 to 5. This is going to be 175, 3 hour. And it's going to take us 3 hours to get here. I hate that, guys. I literally hate that. 717. Seven 14. $421. Okay, let's see. We can drop now. That suspension block is now an IFVG lower prices. I think we're in a perfect market somewhere on the 15 minutes. Let me see what you are referring to. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing lower prices definitely. I'm bearish. So up to go down, but I thought, yeah, well, we took a weekly open. Obviously, it's always a long from there, but I thought we might go faster to the downside, but it makes sense on a Monday actually what it's doing. Yeah, I want to see it go a little bit higher now, though. If we're here anyway, but let's see. I'll wait for the short. I really like that 770 level now. I think that comes close to here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can go a little bit higher now. Like I said, we're going to go back into accumulation for a while. Then maybe at the 5 o'clock macro, we're going to go higher. And then after 5 o'clock, there might be a nice reaction. Got a bearish order block there as well on the 15. 15. I never use VWAP, to be honest. I did use it, but it's just um, see, we've got a fair value gap here. So obviously, even if we go higher, we're gonna stall a little bit here. Let me mark this one here. Yeah, I like 770. I can definitely see us go all the way up to 770. So there's another 40. This we're gonna go test this area here. Maybe it wants to get some speed now as well. Where are we? What time is it? 4:26. Seven 70. Yeah, I think I'll just wait for a short. I want to see how it behaves at 770 level. I think I'll wait until 5 o'clock-ish to see if we're really done. Because on the 1 minute, I do see a beautiful market maker model going back into original consolidation. So I just want to see if it's really done there, or are we going to have it? Look, if we could, I've seen many times lately on Monday that we have trend days. So I just want to see if we are, if we blast to 770, I might consider a trend day today. Which I've seen a lot of the times happen these months. On Monday, no news Mondays before a news driver. So yeah, I'm gonna watch because we have an order block coming up. I want to see if we're gonna reject that order block or not. If we're gonna blast through, I'm like, okay, then we might want to go for higher. It might want to go all the way back to the end dog and go maybe for those highs because we left the market pretty weird on Friday. I don't know if you guys noticed. We literally created original consolidation. There's some other confluence there. I'm like, yeah. But I thought we would want to go a little bit lower before going higher, but that's obviously I was wrong there. Then again, I wonder if we're going to have a trend day to the upside. I'm starting to get a little bit trend day vibes, to be honest. Um, this is some trend day vibes. It's a long way up. 920. Well, let's see. I think 5 o'clock will give us more intel. I'm not so sure about the bearishness anymore. I wanted to see the bearishness when I was pointing it out, but it did not do it, and it's moving very slow now. But I just want to see around the 770 area. That will give us some more, might give me some more intel, because it's starting to disrespect a few bearish things here for me. The bullish breaker is just one, is very sensitive. It's so sensitive, the 4-hour bullish breaker, that I'm like, yeah, very sensitive. It doesn't even want to go dig deeper into it. So, I don't know. Let's see. It's leaving some levels, very significant levels. You don't need to go in Start of the week. Monday we've got news driver. On Tuesday, what else do we have? Yeah, market maker models is just, and understanding, are we on the buy side, on the buy algo or the sell algo? Which algo is running? Now it's a little bit tricky because on the 4 hour we've got a bearish breaker and a bullish breaker, so we're right in between. So one of the two has to fill. So that's why I was a little bit. I thought we wanted to go a little bit deeper into the bullish breaker, but the retest, it just tapped into it, boom, it went higher. Let's see. So the point is, because we're in higher time frame consolidation, sometimes you can't trust the PD array because it's still, we are in high time frame accumulation range, right? It's always tricky. Now, where's my chart? Yeah, I really want to see price go to 770. I really want to see if we can reach it and if we can start how price behaves. That for me, that's my point of interest, my 770 level. A little bit lower, even between 665, 770. That's where, if we start going over that level and then we start rejecting at a bearish order book, then I think we might be very bullish. But let's see. It's so cold. What time is it now? 4:32. Let's see if it wants to get to 770. You're gonna go there with speed. Oh, I'm looking forward to the New York session now because I think you know, you have more data, you have more intel, and it will move faster. It will just give us more. is there any other little? I know there's some yellow folder stuff, but I just want to see. We have some MPC, FOMC members speaking today. The M2 money supply or the CNY, GBP to federal budget, nothing. We don't have any 10-year bond auction bullshit. No. FOMC member Waller, Bauman. Okay, 5:25 a.m. Well, FOMC member Bauman is already speaking. 5:20. That's in an hour. He has to wake up early to speak. I hope he has a lot of coffee. 12:30, another FOMC. I wonder what they talk about then. It's 5:30. Why someone in the US talks in Eastern time at 5:25? That's a weird time. Nobody's listening. Most people are sleeping. Okay, nothing. Okay, and then tomorrow is CPI. So I call it ping pong Monday, ping pong Tuesday. Sometimes, let me see. What happens is that they use the so the event horizon midpoints between two end dogs and the end dog themselves. They ping pong between them on days. If we have an inside day, for example, if we stay within the range, you can use those end dogs and end wogs as reference points. They use them then very, very clearly. Here you can see it as well very nicely, right? The low was formed. Even though the wicks go lower, the bodies stay above this end dog, right? Or end wog, sorry, it's end wog, old end wog. And then you go to the event horizon, and as you can see here, the bodies are below the event horizon. The wick has gone over it, but the moment you have a body closure above it, then you can attack the next one. So that means then we'll go to this big one, the big boy. So I never use, it's filling the gap, it's filling, it's never, they are magnets. They're continuously, you can use them continuously as magnets, also old ones. You keep them on your charts because they're being reused over and over and over and over. See, they didn't leave a fair value gap in this 4-hour structure here. So that one is gone. There's no more imbalance here on the 4-hour. So that throws away the analysis that we leave a fair value gap here and then we go back into it. That's gone now because we didn't leave a fair value gap here. So the question is, like, if I look at an S&P, I'm like, okay, maybe it wants to go higher into this week. So now I'm getting more bullish than bearish because it's sort of like doing things like, yeah, okay, that's not what I thought it would do. But it's starting to look more bullish than bearish now for me. But let's see. Maybe it wants to go higher next 4 hours here. Or we're going to get a continue. We're just forming the wick on the 4-hour and going lower, right? Also a possibility. But normally it leaves a gap. I mean, in all honesty, it leaves a gap then when it goes lower. We have continuation. It forms fair value gaps to be reused later. You can hardly see this structure like this, that it closes the gap here and then goes lower, but it does happen sometimes. But yeah, it could also just go back and forth, back and forth. But I like 717 now. We're getting closer to 5 o'clock. I really like this area. Yeah. God, it's so cold today. I'm really freezing. Mhm. Yeah, 770. You really want to go there, but when are you going to go there now? Before the macro or with the macro? And then the question is going to be very important. What are you going to do then? It's a crucial point because if it starts invalidating those bearish P rays, I wonder. We'll see. We're just going to see what it wants to do. 770. I mean, I like the trade to 770. We went into a fair value gap. I'll put a trade. I think I'll trade this. Very low risk. Where's my trade here? What time is it? 4:43. Stockholm space here in 770. This is my trade. Trade here. Yeah. Put it on here. No time. Maybe move it. Might be a little bit too early because I think this trade might be the macro, so 10 minutes later. So I might be stopped out here. But I do think it doesn't want to go lower than here. Yeah, I'll lower my stop a little bit. I like this level. If we blast through this level, I might turn bearish, bullish. I mean, here, here, and some levels here. I don't like to trade. To be honest, I don't like to trade at all in this market. I would rather wait and see how they behave at those specific levels and then have a really, really good trade. I'm just wasting my mental capacity now. But it's okay. Give it until the macro. I'm looking forward to the pre-market in the New York Open. So I'll put my real trades on, my larger trades. But let's see. Was this the oh, this was Asia week. Okay. I didn't know that ES created a week like that. Okay, that's the Asian high. We did hit a yeah, go. Oh shit. Let me just manage my trade a little bit. Okay, now let's watch that 770 level, that 760 level, and 770. They can reach it. We want to see how it behaves there. It will give us a lot of intel. I'm going to put my stop here. If it starts expanding, I'm going to change my stop here straight away. Yeah, I think it's ready to last move here. I want to make it to break even, just in case I get stopped out. I get stopped out. It's okay. I'm gonna break even. I don't care. If I'm stopped out, I'm stopped out. Don't want any risk anymore. I already had one losing, so this so either it goes there or it stops me out. Don't follow me, guys. This is all low probability for me. I'm waiting for my good move pre-market. I just really want to see 770 if it's going to go there and how it. I really want to see how it behaves here. This is for me crucial. Okay, come on. A little bit higher. Okay, there we go. Okay, come on, hit 770. I need you to hit 770 and give me intel, you bloody bastard today. Come on, go here. I'm gonna trail my stop. That's not doing. I'll do it just on my account. I hate that. I hate trading for you nowadays. Uh, 454. 454. Come on, keep going, baby. You can do it. Keep going. 454. You hit that 1/3 level, but you're not done. 794. You are not done yet. 456. Okay, this is almost the entry that I would like to enter, where I would like to almost add to the position, but we'll see. Not doing anything. 456. How many hours before pre-market? 5 o'clock. 3 hours. 4 hours to go. Come on, go. Needs you to go higher. Ay, 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 ay. 457. Almost at 5 o'clock. 'Kay, I think the time for the short is coming. I think it's it's waiting until 5 o'clock because the macros, and we're not done yet. I think we're still not done yet to the upside, but um, come on. Oh guys, I hate this price action so much. I'm literally thinking, if London stays this way, what am I doing? Just wasting my time watching this. I would rather do things, work on my models that I use in pre-market in New York, and just, you can watch the price action, but uh, I don't need to watch it for hours. This is just for me, like, oh, I hate this so much. Slowness. Might have to change my streaming time though. Okay, come on now. 5 o'clock. Give it to me. Go here, and then we can go lower. I don't care. Well, just want to just reach that level. 5 o'clock. See, it's 5 o'clock. We got a new hourly candle, and it just doesn't hardly moves with the hourly candle. Come on. I needed you to see. I needed to go here. I can't do anything. You're in no man's land now. Oh, it's going to be one little spike. Is that what you're going to do? 5 o'clock. So this is my point of entry. If I look for a short, I'm not looking for. I would never short here. I would either short from here or higher. But I'm going to watch this area if it wants to. Either blows through it. So it's sort of like giving me a little bit of a vibe that because it's going lower now, I think it's going to go higher at some point again. It's going to stop me out. That's okay. So I still I'm not going to short from here, but it didn't reach my level here, and I still think it should reach this level at some point. So oh, I hate this market. I hate this so much lately. I can't. It's just this London session. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just not having. I just don't like it anymore. It's just not because I'm being stopped up. It's just the way how it moves, the slowness. It's just not my thing. It's most likely going to spike back up again. Hit my level here. Yeah. Yeah. In these markets, you have to be a little bit more picky what you do. Wait, it can't really comes down to patience, and these, things have changed. I mean, since I would say last quarter, before the new year, there was definitely more higher time frame consolidation. Markets move a little bit differently. There's more manual override, definitely, I would say. Um, so it comes down to being more picky. It doesn't mean less screen time because you need to adjust to the markets, right? You need to see what's going on. But putting your attention to really trading, you should be more picky on your trades. I definitely have become more picky, but I do feel that London doesn't really provide me my setup for me. Maybe for some people it does, but not for me. My setup just come in New York where things are a little bit faster and it just moves better. Not always, but even though we have a bad day, just during the open you get a nice run, right? So that's the whole thing. It's like okay, but it might change again. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. Maybe I prefer to stream PM session New York instead of London. Focus on some other things during London time. Um, I don't know. I've been saying it for a while, and I just don't like it. It's just for me too slow. It just annoys me a little bit. But anyway, yeah, just watch the 770 level that I said. I'm not shorting anything around here. For me, it's a little bit no man's land. Um, it can do whatever it wants. It most likely go back into consolidation. For me, it's either short from here or I want to see rejection here or invalidation that goes higher. So that's what I'm looking for. This is just for me not an area of interest at this moment. So um, anyway, pre-market preppers, I'll see you later on. I hope we get some better price action. I think we do. We always have better price action. Um, everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow in London. Yes, there will be a London session. I do complain a lot about London lately. I know. Um, I do complain a lot about London, but that's just because I just don't like the slowness. Um, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. It will be normal time again, 2 o'clock, and tomorrow is CPI. So we must be prepared that maybe the session before might even start London sooner because the closer we get to CPI, the less um, favorable it gets, right? But then again, yeah, I mean, look, guys, I'm still having. I just really want to see what price is doing around this area because that will give me a lot of intel. I still don't trust. Um, I still don't know if this is just a retracement or are we going to go much higher again. We'll see. I still a little bit few ifs and buts for me. I'm not so short biased as I was in the beginning anymore. But we'll see. We'll see what today wants to do. If they just want to, if it's going to be an inside day, remember, let me show you the daily. Let me show you the daily. So this is Friday, right? We already went below. So now we are in Thursday. I wonder if we're forming the low, the daily and go higher. Um, on the daily, this doesn't look like a bearish structure to me yet, but we'll see. It's a little bit too early. Um, I wonder if we are going to go into this wick today. So that means in last week Thursday's wick. I wonder if that is the draw on liquidity for today. Let me mark it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm sort of like, it doesn't look like a normal trend day, but I could, it just, um, we opened up, we went lower, we're sort of hovering around here. Yeah, we'll see. It's 5 o'clock, so 5 o'clock could be a turning point, but then again, I still don't like the area where it's turning. So it sort of tells me that maybe we're not done yet to the downside. Or to the upside, I mean. Anyway. Okay, guys, I'm a little bit hungry. I need to have some food. Pre-market purpose, I'll see you later on. I don't. The news is bullshit. Everybody blames Trump. You know, to be honest, everybody's like, "Oh my God, it was a Trump tree." But if you look in hindsight, like I got stopped out as well. But in hindsight, there were so many algorithmic signatures already telling you that the move was going to go to the downside. I don't think it is the news is just the news always comes at specific candles. If you have technical analysis and you look at it, it is it is still technical. It is. I don't even watch the news now. If it drops like 200-300 points, yes. But in hindsight, if you study the what happened on Friday, because I got stopped out, but I was wrong on my analysis already, and I mentioned in London that 670 level. I already that level, and it didn't go there. And I was already when we were starting the day, the morning, I was like, oh, it didn't go there, and it left it for later on. So it was they leave these levels, specific levels, already, and then they use news drivers, but sometimes a news candle or a news driven. But I wouldn't be too. Oh my God, it's a Trump. It's everybody blames Trump, but it's if you watch the candles very, you can see the levels. They were leaving behind a lot of volume imbalances. You can, if you study the charts on Friday, you can see how much equal lows they were leaving behind. They were building up that for that moment in hindsight. Now I made the mistake as well because I was like, oh yeah, they're going to leave it for another day. But I already had the level where the candle went into. Now I thought, oh, they're not going to use it anymore today. And so that's why I got long. And they were specific, but if you look very closely, they were leaving a lot of imbalances on the way up. They were building it up all the way, all the way, all the way to use that candle. Do they know that the tweet was coming? I don't think so. So I don't believe, for me, it's like, no, it wasn't, they are building it up and but it's sort of hard to sometimes time it. It's a timing, right? So I stay away from, oh my God, it's just news. No, you have to really watch what the chart is doing. What are they building? Like I'm telling you guys, we're not done yet to the upside. So it's making everybody think that it's bearish. No, I think we have to go. Now the other level that had to the downside, that will be my TP for when we go here and we start going lower. I know exactly where I'm going to take my trade off and to where, because it's going to use these levels, but the timing is hard nowadays. That's the problem, because they use these levels, but they sort of like time distort but don't get too much. Oh my God, if this news candles, we don't know what's happening. Watch the candles closely. What is the liquidity they're building? What is the imbalances they're leaving behind? The algorithmic signals are there, but they're hard to sometimes track. But that's why you need to start journaling and you start seeing them. And then they use those. Well, everybody think it's, oh my God, there's a candle, there's a news. But you can already tell in macros, it's always the same time. It's never random. Those news candles that people think that Trump is tweeting or he tweets, it's always around the same time. It's always around the same time. They're not that random. It's really, it's so manipulated. So, you guys, we've been in war 2 months, 3 months, and we've been going up all the time. It's bullshit. It's just bullshit. So Yeah, all you know, all is jumping, and yet we're going up. So people are literally, oh, all is going down. I'm going bullish. We're not done to the upside yet, guys. Just be, I mean, look at the 2 months before. We haven't gone down at all. We've been bullish, bullish, bullish since the war. So it's people are like, oh my God, there's war. We're gonna have well, not really, are we? Just look at the candles. What are you seeing right now? Use your PDRAs. Look what is structure telling you. Look at where are the imbalances? What is the market doing right now? What is the low? What are we using? Are we bullish or bearish since London? We're bullish. Okay, what would the market use to turn? What is the PDRA? When will the structure be done to the upside? Did it hit a certain PDRA? Did it go into an imbalance? Did it go to the market doesn't turn or switch its buys until it's met its objective, right? So you need to find out what is the objective that it's looking for, right? So we're still on, I believe we're still on our way to the upside. We're still not done to the upside, but yeah, my bias is neutral now. I started bearish because I thought a level that I had a similar level to here, I had to the downside, but it did not go there, obviously. So now I really want to see, I need to see specific levels before I am ready to switch to bullish or buy. So now I'm still neutral. It's still going up in my opinion. And up until this level, I am not doing anything until I see what's happened around this level. And then I'll just reassess and for pre-market. Hopefully I've got a better idea what's going on. And yeah, it's hard to read. It's Monday also, guys, so it's also good to just stay neutral for until you see what the market is doing. We are at a 50% level, but I don't like this level. I want to see this breached. I really want to see this level here. And also because ES has a wick, I want to see it go into the wick. So we'll see. Okay, guys. Oh, guy, it's not because they are attacking ships or whatever. It's uncertainty, and also we've got news tomorrow. So people want to blame everything else on somebody, on Trump or on the war or whatever. But the algorithmic signatures are all there. They're all there. I mean, it's just there's nothing really different. The only thing that can happen are those bloody candles that move to the downside or to the upside. Um, I don't know. That's all. Besides that, all algorithmic signatures are still there. Um, what time is it? 5:18. I want to see this level. Let's see if this level is, and I can reassess. I what I do and is I find my what can I use? How do I read the market? I have ways to define. Okay, I need this level to where I think the market can turn. I need this level, and I focus on those. I don't care about war. I don't care about news candles. I don't care about oil dropping. I just want to see specific things happen before I switch to bullish. I always say I want to see this before that. And those levels, because I've journaled a lot, I start trusting them. Now they're not always correct, but that's okay because that's where I learn, right? But I said very clearly, I'm not going short until this level is hit, because I trust the things that I have learned so far is how I've built my knowledge to define specific highs and lows of the extension of ranges. So I'm like, okay, if London is going to extend, we will not go short until we go to this level. Because this will be a level where we could have a swing high or swing low, because it's all manipulated. The swing high, swing lows are all algorithmic signatures, right? They are formed by a high frequency algorithm. It's not buying and selling pressure. They always form at specific highs and lows, and they're calculatable. So for me, is the minimum range should be here. not, and if we start going through them, then I know, okay, I have to look for another range that I can calculate because you need benchmarks for that. So that's how, so it has nothing to do, they still work. These levels still work. Um, and they don't change. Look here, this is also, look how beautifully this fair value gap, these levels, they all, it's just all, nothing really, just timing. The only thing that you can have with war is that they maybe um, have more manipulation in between the moves, which is sort of, well, we see that a lot. Yeah, we see that more time distortion. They're holding price down. Um, no. It's I'm not saying, but a lot of people are influenced by it and get scared. I just want to make sure, US, that people um, focus on their strategies and on their journaling, but because it's very easy for everyone to say, oh, instead of looking at their own growth, like, okay, you know what, market is not doing what I want to do, because next time it's strong, next time it's this, you focus on, because if it's algorithmic, you want to find out what are the algorithmic signatures and what is it leaving behind. Now, sometimes it tells you already that, okay, it's not favorable because we're going to consolidate. Now, you can find algorithmic signatures that it's going to do that as well, or it's moving very slowly towards a phase. So the only thing that I want to it's very, oh, it's Trump tweets, so I don't have to work on my own. It's hard to read the market anyway, because if Trump tweets, it's going to do anything. But that's the point I want to make. Even though those things happen, you can still know what's going to happen. Sometimes you don't, because the wick is too large. And what happened with it, I was looking at that Trump tweet Friday, right? Even if I would have gone short, it would have stopped me out because the wick went lower, higher, lower. So it took out everyone. So there's no way around it that you could have traded that, or yet you wouldn't have been stopped out if you had a proper stopper. But the level, I think I mentioned that specific level where it went to already in London. It was 670. But then when the pre-market started, I was like, oh, we're moving away from it. Oh, okay, that's weird. Okay, well, you know what? I'm bullish now because we're not going to go there anymore. But it used it in that manipulation. So if you really look carefully, it's still algorithmic, but they use like the FOMC and the NFP in a very aggressive way. So the only point I want to make is that even though there are things like that, you still have to trust your models and your analysis. And sometimes you get stopped out. But I don't want people, because I read a lot of the time, people are, oh yeah, I lost all my accounts because of that Trump tweet. I'm like, yeah, you lost all your accounts because you're over leveraged. You thought your A plus setup was there and you think you can't be stopped out. You always have to be prepared to be stopped out and not over leverage. And then they want to just, they blame the war, but if you just trade your strategy, everything still works, right? There's just sometimes that we get stopped out, maybe a little bit more, but don't get into that victimhood mentality. Oh, it's that, just adjust. And that's why I sort of like, yeah, don't force yourself to, to look, my level is still going to work most likely, but it takes more time to get there. And war or not, the levels are still working. But it irritates me that it's slow. Definitely, yes. Um, and normally you want to be done before 5 o'clock, right? Because 5 o'clock can be a nice time for a turn, but we're not turning at 5 o'clock yet. So now I'm sort of like, maybe we're going to go through this. So this level for me is now very important to see what happens here. So yeah, so I don't do, oh, it's Trump, it's the war. It just encouraged me more to be more into my own, in what's the market really doing, to zoom in more deeper to see what the market leaving behind. What is it doing? Okay, we're having equal lows here. How many imbalances did it leave behind on the way up? Um, is it going to go lower? Is my bias incorrect? My bearish bias? I'm still not so sure about my bearish bias anymore. War has been bullish, guys. War has been very bullish lately. I mean, look at the 2 month. Look where we when the war started and where we created the low. Uh, show you. We formed the largest NQ monthly candle ever. This was 30th of March. We've been going up since. The only thing now this is a horrible area. We're just accumulating orders here. We're just higher time frame. But yeah, okay. But yeah, just try to stay away from, oh, it's news, it's work on your models, work on your, just focus on what's happening in front of me in the candles. What can I see? And just be aware of what's going on. But yeah, I just, there's so much victimhood. Oh my God, there's no way I can trade this because of the war. Trump farted again. I'm like, yeah, well, we're gonna miss the volatility, guys. I mean, it also brings volatility, but not in London. Hey, or maybe that's the reason why. Because he sleeps a few hours. I don't know. Okay, well, here we go. Okay, now actually this is more interesting because we hit this level. I want to see if we are going to, how we react here. Now someone said oil is dropping, so I know this oil. Did someone say oil? Um, look how beautifully here it reacts. But anyway, I need to eat something, and I might be interested. I said I'm not interested in anything from a short, maybe from here, but I need to see how if we're really going to react here. But yeah. It looks a little more bullish than bearish. How did the pull actually go? Bullish 52. Oh, it's almost 55 bullish, 52, 38 bearish, accumulation 10%. Well, the chat was right again. Bullish for London. Mainly. Well done, guys. Did anyone take the long, by the way? Did anyone take the long and set through this? I find it really difficult to trade this because if you enter at 4 o'clock, you do have this move up here, which is 100 points. That's not bad. Then it goes lower and then, but how long does it take? I mean, it's still 100 points. It's not bad at all, to be honest. There's a nearby hourly volume imbalance. I think that's an old NDOG or NWOG you're referring to. I don't see an hourly imbalance. I don't see any hourly imbalance. Okay, guys, I'll see you, preppers, I'll see you later, 8:50, and everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow in London. In London, tomorrow will be normal time again, so. Yeah, I'm just going to watch this area, how we're going to behave, if we're going to continue higher or not. Or are we going to reject here? Now, it looks a little bit bullish. It started to look a little bit bullish to me, but... Oh yeah, please don't... Okay, guys, with CFDs, please stop referring to your CFD, because CFDs are totally different than NQs. It's always confusing if you say, oh, we do futures here. CFDs are totally different than NQ charts. So please, it's totally, every time I look on the chart and they say, oh, it's a CFD. Yeah, so don't bother with the CFD charts, please. I'm just saying because it's different and we just have different levels. So yeah. So please, for those who trade CFDs, they're different. Please don't, or mention it's on a CFD chart, so I don't waste my time looking for them on the NQ chart. because they're just different. So anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you back tomorrow in the pre-market purpose. I'll see you in 8:50 at 8:50. Ciao, ciao.